Hey sis, I hope all is well. Listen, I'm Renee, founder of Women in Position, and I know it's been a while since I last reached out, and I want to thank you for your continued grace and understanding. It's been a while since we had our Destined Women, the gathering. It was so great, and then Elder Les and I came on and had another conversation. During that time, though, I became one of the caregivers for my father. My sister and I shared that responsibility along with our brothers. Since then, on June 1st, Dad passed away. And if you've been following me for a while, then you know that my mom passed on May 25th, 2023, and Dad passed June 1st. So practically 2 years apart. So navigating the loss of both of them in such a short period of time has been really difficult. Been a difficult season for me, for my family, my siblings, our children, and all those that love them. This journey, though, has reminded me that while we may not always understand God's timing, we can always trust His heart. So even when, life feels uncertain, God is never unsure. His timing, though often mysterious, though it can be like, you know, not what we desire, it is always purposeful. So if you're like me and my family trying to navigate a difficult season right now, I want you to know you're not alone. God sees you, God is near you, God is with you, God is for you. And the one thing that we really have to remember is that, his plans for us are good, and they're good at all times. And that means in the challenging seasons, in the hard seasons, um, my brother had his covenant brother step in and preach share in the word in the month of June. And one of the first things he shared was the theology of hard seasons. And those, it's, there's so much going on in the world that's heavy right now. The Kerrville, Texas, the young children, the young girls losing their lives, and the camp counselors and people that are still missing as I record this right now, the people that passed away and the people that are still missing. It just saddens you and it makes your heart heavy. But what we have to understand is that God knows what He's doing, and anything that we have to go through. And I'm not saying that God took them. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that, as we go through difficult times, let me turn this phone off. But as we go through difficult seasons, we just have to trust God. We just have to, we have to be so rooted in our faith. We have to be so rooted in our faith. So rooted that when hard seasons come, we're able to bear them, to go through them with grace, but we're also able to carry someone else. And though I'm hurting over the realization that I no longer have parents in the earth, my heart grieves for those who are grieving now, who've lost people through the storms. And then I think about the airplane crash. Just so much tragedy, right? But I'm grateful that we're here to pray for their loved ones. I believe that's the position we have to take as women in position. We have to be we have to take the position of, I'm going to pray, even though I'm hurting, I'm going to pray for somebody else um, who just didn't think that their daughter would not come home, who just didn't think that they would lose a loved one in a storm. So, so we're walking through some difficult seasons, and we're healing, and uh, just know you're not alone. God sees you, and that we see you. We're praying for you. And this morning I was praying, and the other, since the Kerrville incident, it just gripped my heart differently, because my daughter has gone off to camps, cheer camps, nearly every summer. and so it's so difficult. So I'm praying for the moms and the dads and the families and the siblings of those beautiful young children and all of those that have lost their lives and that are still missing. We pray that, that God gives strength to the searchers, the people that are searching for them and the rescuers and all of that. So though I'm still healing, though, I do feel called to reconnect with you and to return to the mission of Women in Position, of helping women, which is, just encouraging women actually to walk in purpose and live in destiny. And so starting Monday, July 21st, the Women in Position podcast will begin airing weekly. So every week we're going to have a new podcast that's encouraging. We're going to just, I think one of the first things we're going to talk about is just really recalling our story of salvation, how we came to Christ, how we got to know who he is. And so I'm really excited about that. Nelda Les is going to be joining me on the podcast. And from time to time, Minister Tori and Minister Rowe will too. So I'm excited about that. So each episode now, we're going to bring some honest conversations and real support for where you are. Sarah Jakes Roberts she did the women evolve in real life, and that's kind of where we're going to come from. We're going to talk about in real life stuff, like real life stuff, like losing parents, like losing children, and not just losing people, but just walking. I guess I should say that better. Walking through the process of grief. We're going to talk about that because that's so real. That's so real. And how do you still have joy in the midst of that? How do you bring hope to someone else in the midst of that? To me is most important. Like how can I support someone? How can I, without just not just sending resources to Red Cross and the churches in the nearby community that are really supporting the rescuers and aiding families. That's so good when we can send financial support, but people need strength. And I'm telling you, they need to get some strength. They need somebody to hold them up. It's like if somebody grabs you, if you can't walk and somebody grabs you under your arms, I think you're taught in rescue and, firefighting and all that kind of stuff. They grab you under your arms and they hold you up. And that's what, I pray that our community can be to one another, and pray that it can be that for those that are going through in our world, just in our world, in Ukraine and Israel, and just innocent people, right? And so let's hold people up, so when we're in position to do that, I believe God will really move miraculously. So I want you to help me spread the word, share this video, or just text somebody the link to our YouTube channel, because we'll air the recordings on the YouTube channel. It's audio, but we'll still air it there as well. But it will be on iHeart media platform, just different podcast platforms you can find us on. So just share the word with a sister friend, another sister who could use some encouragement in their lives. And so I thank you for walking with us. I thank you for praying for us. I thank you for attending the master classes that we host. I thank you for, just being a part of the virtual summits, the upcoming events, the things that we will do to keep one another lifted, to encourage each other. When we started Sister Story Session, for those of you who know about Sister Story Sessions, I always said when sisters get together, we got to have a session. We're going to talk it out, right? But if you've known us through that, one of the things I really wanted to be intentional about, which I felt God calling me to, was true discipleship and helping women really understand how important it is for us to accept our calling and live in destiny, and not keep pursuing something that can't happen, not keep pursuing and chasing it. We chase after God. We thirst for more. We have a thirst and a hunger for his righteousness. Those are the things we chase, but we shouldn't be chasing. We don't have to chase destiny. We can live in it, and we don't have to chase our purpose. We can just accept it and embrace it and ask God to help us as we move in that way. So just know I love you, and I'm really, really excited. I will, if you haven't joined our email list, just click the link below to join the email list, and we'll be happy to have you. We'll just be so, so happy to have you. And then share it. Just share it with other friends, okay? I love you all, and let's keep walking in purpose. Let's walk in purpose, and live in our destinies. And till our podcast on July 21st, um, I love you, and I will see you in the podcast.